Okay, this is going to be a walk around of Sonex N41SX. This airplane was built by Ronald Voss. First flew in 2002. Currently owned by Jeff Erickson and Joseph Bukemi. Ooh, I was hoping certain things wouldn't show up. You can kind of already see the dust. Need to, it's a dusty hangar. One of the things you'll find out, whoever owns this airplane next, is that the polished aluminum looks great. Of course in this it may not look so good just because it's dusty, but one of the challenges of aluminum is trying to keep it polished. I don't know how well you can see, but fingerprints, maybe you might be able to see it here at the top. Just fingerprints. Well, everybody wants to touch the airplane. This is actually our fingerprints when we push on the plane to kind of move it along. But anyway, all metal construction. The airplane cruises at 125 without the wheel pants on and 130 with the wheel pants on. Sonex says that it will do 150 above 8,000 feet. We've actually never taken it to that altitude to even test that, so I couldn't actually comment on it. Myself, I'm more of an ultralight guy. That's what I learned to fly in back when I was a teenager. This is quite a bit different, but I like low altitude flying, so I usually fly around 1,500, 2,000 feet AGL. So anyway, one of the good qualities about the Sonex is right down here, see a little better, is the direct connect tail wheel. This is important for this linkage here, and the reason why it's important is that this makes the ground handling very stable. Unlike other tailwheel airplanes that, like say for a Cub for instance, that are squirmy as all get out on the ground. The Sonex is not known for that. It's very, very easy to handle on the ground. I mean, you still want to get some tailwheel hours in, and obviously have a tailwheel endorsement before you fly one to be safe, but it's not something that's going to... The tail has no tendency to try to come around, so you don't feel like you're going to ground loop the airplane. Very, very easy on the ground, very easy to land, take off of course. The P factor with the Aerovee engine is it's just not that bad, so not something you have to worry about too much. Has flaps. This airplane has, let's see, 3 flap settings. I believe they're 5, 10, and 20 degrees. It might be 15 degrees, I can't remember off the top of my head. And of course ailerons. And it does have the sleek gear legs. There's actually titanium gear legs underneath that. This is just a fairing. And it has a very unique cowl. The paint on there actually changes color, or it appears to change color, with different light settings. So right now it looks to be almost like a purplish brown color. Sometimes it'll go to a red, sometimes it'll go to a dark brown, sometimes a bright purple. It really just depends on the light setting. And has a standard Cessnich, if I can even say it right, prop. And of course has the Aerovee engine inside, and we'll take a look at that later. Let's walk around here in the cockpit. Canopy's in good condition. Some concern some people have is that a lot of canopies will start, the guys when they're working on them, they'll start a crack right here, and it'll, well, any of these places. Anyway, they'll just have this crack, and you'll see a bunch of holes drilled to try to stop the crack from moving, and this canopy doesn't have any of those problems anywhere. So anyway, that's not an issue here. Just slides right over there. Has a cable that stops it. We just have some electrical tape here just to kind of keep this cable from fraying. Standard restraint system. There's the panel. Mixture control, radio, airspeed, and slip indicator. Of course, altitude, and there's the EIS system from Grand Rapids. That gives us our, what does it give us? CHT, EGT, oil temperature, outside air temperature, oil pressure, of course the TAC, I think I already said that, so RPMs, and engine time running, the hobs. I can't remember if it does anything else. You can actually add extra things in there. You can add altimeter, which you need one, but it can do a vertical speed indicator, can be programmed into it. You can get that little extra gizmo. Of course, nav and strobe, the ELT indicator. The ELT is back here. The switch, at one point it was wired with a different switch here. I think that was with the original engine. This airplane was built with a Grand Rapids VW engine, and not Grand Rapids, Great Plains VW engine, and it was changed out by the second owner into the Aerovee engine. He didn't like the Grand Rapids engine. Has the GPS there. This is a GPS 3 Pilot, or excuse me, yeah, Garmin GPS 3. We got the manual and all that stuff for it. That works good. I've taken this airplane up to Missouri from Texas, and yeah, no problem. All the airports were there. I'm sure there's airports in there, or there are airports that have come up since this GPS was installed, but you know, hey, it's just a standard black and white screen GPS, nothing too fancy, but it works just fine. And this is the real simple fuel gauge, and you'll notice here on the fuel gauge that it gives you two sides. You know, here it says 7 gallons, here it says 2 gallons. And that's just really the position of the airplane. When it's in a level flight, you're reading from this side. When it's on the ground, sitting on the tail, you're reading from this side. And so anyway, so you can kind of see one obvious little issue here is that when you're in level flight, you cannot see below maybe 6 gallons. This would be the 6 mark right here, even though it's not written on there. And so you just, you know, me personally, I tend to not want to fly past that range. I like to get on the ground and fuel up because I want to see where my fuel is. But you can kind of get an estimate of where it would be. And then over here, this is the throttle. This is a standard aviation throttle, not something you'd see on most experimentals. At least it's not a Sonex throttle. I don't know, I've gotten used to it. I didn't like it at first. I'm used to a lever throttle. I actually kind of wish they had the one where it's in the middle. Sonex makes one that goes in the middle so that both people have control of the throttle. Although the person in the right seat can reach over and grab this. It is in distance. This is the trim. Very simple. Yeah, I'm just making a walk around video real quick. Okay, so this is the trim system here, and of course the flaps, the flap lever. Real simple. And this is the brake. So nothing crazy bad. The brake actuates both sides, and so you have no tendency to the airplane has no tendency to turn. And that's pretty much it. Pretty basic. You look back down the fuselage. This is the baggage compartment. You can technically hold about 40 pounds of baggage back there, and I have done it. And actually, I've flown this airplane over gross, whether or not that's good or not. I have done it. Put 2 people in here, myself and my father, and I weigh 200 pounds, and my father weighed, actually I was 190 at the time, and my father weighed 210, and then we had 40 pounds in the back. And the plane performed fine, just kind of suffered on the climb rate. But anyway, that's it. So, best of luck, whoever owns it next. Tessa, do you want to try it? Grab the stick and control it.
Move it.
Don't, but it will maybe control the plane up.
No.
Ow, ow, Chloe, ow!
You know? Why don't you want to...
Look at here. Okay, can you smile this direction?
Oh, that's better. Say cheese.
Cheese.